Is it Butte today? I mean, you've ridden on it.
The track's absolutely perfect. There's nothing wrong. There should be no excuses for any horse. They should be able to make ground up, lead, come from back a bit. The thing is the pace of the races. That decides them.
A bit better than last week.
A lot better than last week. And they've also moved the rail out 3.5 metres. And you just get off the worst part of the track, the inside, and it's good.
That's Glimmers, number 9 from the Clary Connors camp in the green and white colours there.
Why don't we have a chat to Simon Marshall? Why don't we have a chat to Simon Marshall? G'day, mate.
I'll agree with that, Kenny. Not a problem whatsoever. Hill of Grace. Gee, she's a lovely, big, strong animal. She's more like a boy and rather a lovely 3-year-old bay filly. But she's walking around absolutely 110% ship-shop, tip-top fitness, I should say. I'll get that out. Tributes was probably the pick of the bunch, though, from the John Hawke stable. She presented extremely well behind the gate. She's lovely and relaxed, too. But the ears forward, walking towards us now. She's hardly sweated up around the neck. She's probably one of the best presented, as I said, walking around the barriers. From there, at Alta, she's a lovely, relaxed horse, too. Of course, the grey, Darren Beedman's mount. She sweated up a little bit coming around, but she's lovely and relaxed. She's got a lovely barrel about her. Nice, good, strong constitution. So let's number 7. It's also one that took the eye a little bit. Jimmy Cassidy gave this horse a nice little warm-up. He's getting led around by one of the barrier attendants here. And nice and fit too. But, boys, back to you. Tributes the pick behind the barriers.
Yes. Well, she did win a VRC Oaks, so she is a pretty smart conveyance. So's the guy we're going to have a chat to now, and that's Andrew Voswell, the betting market.
Yeah, don't know about that, Simon, but our punting challenge continues very quickly. Matthew Johns, what do you want here?
100 the win, Starwatch.
Number 6, and Andrew Johns, who came up with nothing from the previous race. You're going to outlay 200?
Yeah, 200 on the top weight, Hill of Grace. It'll win for sure. Get all your money on it.
Plenty of confidence there from Andrew Johns. Simon, back to you.
Thank you very much, Vossie. Well, they're loading him up. Number 3 is in our picture as we speak, Ad Alta, and she is a very relaxed filly.
Shane, you think it'd be fair comment, Ad Alta, to be a good thing at a mile and Hill of Grace at 1.5 miles?
Oh, definitely. There's no doubt. The two totally different fillies. One's a stayer and one's more a sprinter miler, and that's exactly what they are, Ken.
So they're meeting on common ground at 2,000 metres. Who do you think will win?
Well, it's going to be very interesting. I think Starwatch may run a bit better than you imagine. The thing here is Brett Preble's got to get off the fence at some stage and give that horse plenty of room from about the 600 metres. If she gets locked away, I think Alta might just sprint too quick for her.
I'm going for Hill of Grace.
Here's Terry Bailey.
To get underway, red light on. Racing. So let's drop back after the kick. Glimmers wide out. Starwatch away quickly, and Hill of Grace on the fence looking to lead. Miss Zoe's coming across. Hill of Grace will lead as they go to the crossing at the 1,800 metres mark. Miss Zoe second. Glimmers is wide out on the fence. Starwatch, Dotteressa in the centre from Kirkstall Lane. They were followed by Ad Alta. She's back third last and very wide. So let's around her and Tributes last. Muddling speed in the early stages. And moving up, Glimmers is given full rein by York, and she's whipped around the outside and coasted to the front. Led 2 lengths on Hill of Grace, and So let's from last now going to second and going on with the job. 2 lengths Ad Alta wide, and Beedman's rushing her up to get outside of Hill of Grace. 2 lengths to Miss Zoe back in 5th. Starwatch the fence. They were followed well back by Kirkstall Lane, and it's one of the last ones in company with Dotteressa and Tributes at the tail of the field. Inside the 1,200 and Glimmers in front, and now York starts to apply the brakes. Leads a length and a half, almost 2 lengths on So Let's, and Hill of Grace the box seat. A length and a half to Ad Alta. She's now 1 out in 4th. Starwatch on the inside, 1 away Miss Zoe from Kirkstall Lane, Dotteressa, and 2 lengths to Tributes. So this is the order as they come down the side of the track. And racing up to the 800, Glimmers in charge, a length and a half. Second the outside, So Let's. The back of the speed is Hill of Grace. 3/4 away is Ad Alta, a length and a half to Starwatch. So the 3 Kiwis are 3, 4 and 5. 1 back is Miss Zoe, the fence, Kirkstall Lane. Tributes the VRC Oaks winner. She's about to come wide and start a run, and Dotteressa last as they turn the bend. Glimmers in front. So Let's is starting to narrow the margin. Hill of Grace came away from the fence. She shunted Ad Alta wide, and they came together as they turned. Then Miss Zoe and Tributes, and Starwatch is busting for a run in the straight, and So Let's move to Glimmers. Ad Alta and Hill of Grace 3 out. Then Starwatch, who can't get a run from Kirkstall Lane, and Miss Zoe. The Kiwis go to the front together. It's Hill of Grace the inside. Treble throwing everything at her from Ad Alta. Kirkstall Lane, the bold Rodinio lots from Miss Zoe, but Hill of Grace responds. Starwatch late, but Hill of Grace, the Zabeel filly, wins it. Photo the minors, Kirkstall Lane, Starwatch, no luck whatsoever from Miss Zoe in the photo. Ad Alta was next from Glimmers, then Tributes, Dotteressa, and So Let's last in.
Yeah, Hill of Grace has paid $1.80 and $1.10, and like Shane Dye's with me, Shane. She just raced like a real Dow stayer.
She's a dead set stayer. I've got no doubt the second or third horse, Star Watch, probably should have won the race. Her New Zealand form's been sensational. You'll see her here. She got checked. Yeah, it's not in the picture, the horse in the white and blue.
She's running into a 3 out from the rails now and really starting to motor
home. But the race is over. The winner was just too good. She's a dead set stayer. Ad Alta just didn't stay the 2,000 metres, Ken.
She did not, but she did get a bad check there, or she could have run a place, and that's Kirkstall Lane running a huge race in the yellow sleeves. She's run a place, and I think it is
this is a great
Miss
shot
Zoe
coming
in
up
4th
here,
place.
Ken. Sorry, this is a great shot. You watch here. Now, Hula Grace is third on the fence. You watch her come out here and push Ad Alta, the grey horse, out. You'll see it coming out. He's got to get into clear room right here. He just comes straight out.
And your filly, Star Watch, goes up on the inside.
Star Watch goes up. Now, you watch the horse in the blue and white colours. Got nowhere to go, running over their heels. And still coming back. Now, and you see her still losing more ground, coming back, nowhere to go. There's no doubt she should have won the race, Ken.
Yeah, she ran a great race. I'm not so convinced she'd have beat the winner, Shane, but, well, let's say she certainly, she did get home very well, didn't she?
Oh, and then you see Hula Grace get out there again.
Yeah, Hill of Grace came right out on Ad Alta in the straight, and I think the chief steward, Mr. Ray Murray, will be asking young Brett Preble what he thinks of that. That's Ad Alta in the red cap on the outside. The yellow and red cap is Brett Pebble on Hill of Grace, and of course Darren Beeden was on Ad Alta. And she got checked. She wasn't going quite good enough to hold a position, but the other filly is not allowed to move out, particularly with the jockey using the whip in his right hand, and well, that caused the trouble. 110 and 5, Hill of Grace 180-110, Kirkstall Lane 21.50, Miss Zoe $3.80, and I'm sure Brett Preble hopes that there's no problem with causing that interference, because he'd love to ride the horse in the Oaks, Simon.
Any Brett Preble, very, very daunting win that.
Pretty strong win time. She had to get out, and when she did, she really found along strong. She changed stride, and then when she did, she put paid on.
Changed stride about the 100-metre mark when she was tackled, Brady. That's a sign of a great horse going into an Oaks.
Digging deep, Simon. You know, those good horses, they dig deep, and that's where they get the best results.
You were saying it was pretty tactical early, Brady. She's able to overcome that.
She was. She's a big filly, and you know, she doesn't let them push her around.
Yeah.
She's good.
She's going to be hard to beat in the Oaks.
Hard to beat in the Oaks, and the 4-year-old mare in the Melbourne Cup's going to be hard to beat.
What about Continuum in the slipper today?
Well, he's big odds, but you know, confidence jockey. Let's hope we can do something.
Confidence brings luck, doesn't it? Back to you, folks.
Yes, it certainly does, and Hilla Grace was too good, and as Ken and Shane said, she just looks like a real dour stayer at the moment, one that's going to appreciate the 2,400 metres of the AJC Oaks. She's a lovely looking animal, a real stunning filly, one of those fillies that really grabs your eye and stops you in your tracks if you saw them in a paddock or actually in a training barn, in a stable, in a yard. One of those horses you actually that just stops you. You look at her and say, that is nearly a perfect specimen. And I'll tell you who's a pretty good specimen with Kenny Callender at the moment is Robert Prescott, the trainer.
Robert, congratulations. Great performance.
Very nice, Ken. Yes, she had a nice trip through the race, but had to push a bit and finished off very well.
Mate, she's only had 8 starts. She's obviously, the further they go, the better she's going to be.
Yes, she's come from nowhere in the spring to 2 Group 1 placings and now a Group 1 win, so great.
She's obviously, when you get to the 2,400 metres, he's going to give him a bit of squish at Randwick.
She'll love it. Yes, she'll love that.
One of the best horses you've had?
I've had a good season. I've had 2 Group 1s at home with Buzz Lightyear, and I thought he was a very good horse, and to get 2 in a season, wow, that's good.
You're taking home a lot of our prize money.
It's fantastic.
Good on you, mate.
Cheers.
Robert Prescott, excellent trainer, one of the top trainers in New Zealand these days.
Yeah, certainly is, and Shane Dye, unfortunately, has just had to take off back into the jockey's room. The Mercedes Classic is the next race on the card at Group 1 level, and he's pretty confident that Ty the Knot's the horse to do it.
Sorry interrupting you yelling out there. I had to grab Robert before he got away.
Yeah, well, you grabbed him all right, and you knocked everyone all over. But we'll get ourselves together as we take this break, and we'll come back a little more composed.
Waiting down the track, the prospect of more Group 1 glory for the big horse, Ty the Knot in the Mercedes Classic. Live from Rosehill Gardens this afternoon on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
There she is, the wonderful New Zealand filly, Hill of Grace. Brett Preble in the saddle, taking out the $400,000 Ansett Australia Stakes. Brett Preble, a happy young man, A little bit of interference in the last 100 metres, so it'll be interesting just to see what the stewards have to say about that in time. But Hill of Grace won the race $1.80, $1.10. Kirkstall Lane, number 10, ran second at $21.50. You'd be happy if you had an each-way punt there. And Miss Zoe third at $3.80. Now the Mercedes Classic is next.
Yeah, we
Ken,
thought
you can take us through the totes.
We made a blue there because we thought Showella, well, Shane certainly thought it'd run second, but we thought it'd cut the other one out of third placing. Alrighty, Tie the Knot is at $1.90 or $1.80, I should say. Rebel at $14, Streak at $23, Edward Braid $29, Arena $4.20, well in commission. Mighty Padrille at $27, Showella $7.70, Cloth of Gold $11. And as we go over the page, TAB number 9 is not in the race because there's only 8 runners.
That was very well worked out after a bit of time. Well, now the Queenslanders are making quite a habit of coming down here and taking all the Southerners' money over the years. Tony Webb's another one. He's come down from Toowoomba with Great Crusader. Tony, welcome firstly. And you enjoying the day? You enjoying the atmosphere of it all?
Yeah, thanks very much. And yeah, I'm enjoying every bit of it.
He's a smart little horse.
Yeah, he goes good. He's no champion, but he tries hard, and that gets him a long way.
He's only a pony, isn't he?
Yeah, just under 15 hands.
Now, the overlay we're seeing here, his run down here in Sydney in the Todman trial, was something I must admit I didn't expect for him to come down first up, a big step up in grade, but gee, he was strong.
Yes, well, actually, he'd done everything we'd asked of him at home, and he won with 58 and he's back in the Super Bowl, so he deserved a chance. So I brought him down here hoping more than anything else to measure up, and he did. He pleasantly surprised us.
Tony got a lovely run there behind the lead on the inside, got out when it mattered, and produced the goods. The big problem today, of course, is from 15 Alley. He's not going to get a run like that.
No, well, today, once I drew the 15 out, my heart sunk, and his chances went down the drain, I'm afraid.
Now, the barrier draw, you were pretty excited. I suppose at the end of it, you weren't as excited as you'd like to be. You were in some pretty illustrious company.
Yes.
You always mix with those sort of people?
Yeah, quite often, actually.
Well, there is Tony drawing the barrier, and you can see his reaction here when he sees what number it is. He's there, Tony, have a look.
Tony, there's some interesting statistics on the Golden Slipper. I think in the last 8 years, 4 have won from 8 and inside, and 4 have won from 9 and outside. So, I mean, you're a 50-50 over the last 8 years. It may not be that much of a bad thing drawing that wide.
There's no such thing as a good bad alley, and the 13's never ever won a Golden Slipper, so what sort of chance have I got?
Oh, well, Flying Spur came out of a paddock. I don't think a horse had ever come out of a paddock and won a Golden Slipper either. I mean, history and all those things are there to be broken, and we've got to rewrite the record books.
Yeah, records are made to be broken, Simon.
Yeah, well, I hope I'm the one to break it, but there's never a Queenslander to win one either, so everything's against him.
You're very happy with him here. He is. He seems all quite relaxed down the back.
Yeah, he's a beautiful-natured little bloke. The first few days after he raced, he was sort of fretting, but since then he's picked up. He's spot on. He really is. The only thing that buggered it all up was 13 Alley.
Tony, just before you go, tell us where you would like to be. Okay, you're 13. You've obviously mulled over it for. You've had 4 or 5 days to mull over it. How have you read the race? Where would you like to be?
Where I'd like to be and where he will be 2 different things. I'd love him to be third on the fence going into the first turn, like he was in the Todman Slipper. But he won't be. He'll be 3 and 4 wide at the best, and he hasn't got the ability to race that wide and still beat him.
Now, you Queenslanders, you're capable of sinking a bit of juice in your day. If you did win it, would I be right in saying be 48 hours to 72 hours of celebrations?
Only if you've got Coke, because I don't drink. I've never tasted any alcohol, and I've never smoked, so I'm going to be pretty dull.
You'll be all right. I reckon you'll give a big cheer.
Coca-Cola might like you for it anyway. Tony, look, all the very best. It's great to see you down here. Great to see you having a wonderful day and enjoying the atmosphere, and let's hope all goes really well.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm wrapped.
Good on you, mate.
Nice to have you here. Well, the Queenslanders, can they do it again today? Who knows? But it's only just around the corner, the Golden Slipper of 2000. Well, we saw Great Crusader down the back. Let's go down now and have a peek at Frent Braids, and his trainer Bill Mitchell is with Tim Sheridan.
Yes, Simon, I know this fellow with me will know how to celebrate if he wins his first slipper. Bill, you know, great to see Slipper Week begin well for you, but I suppose it's really how it ends. What sort of a lead-up has it been?
Well, it's all gone pretty much to plan with my filly. It's a great day out here. Everything's really happening. There's a big crowd. It's a super day and lovely weather, and we're in good shape. So a bit of luck in running, and we'll be pretty close to the mark, I think.
French braids in the Riesling. Many said she looked a bit short of a gallop. What's the preparation been like since?
Yeah, we've certainly upped the workload, and she hasn't missed a beat with it. She's still eating well and done everything we've asked of her, but she's had a fair bit of hard work since the Riesling, and she was a month going into it, so this was the target today.
Only a small filly, going from 4. How will you want Darren to ride her?
Yeah, I think she'll be up in the first half dozen without a doubt. Hopefully she'll just sit straight behind the speed, and you're just going to need that ounce of luck at the top of the straight when you're looking for a run.
Yeah, you've had a favourite here before, General Nadine, a 7-4 favourite, came 4th. What sort of a stamp do you think a slipper win puts on a trainer?
Well, I think a lot of the real high-quality yearlings that go through these big sales, have sort of a 2-year-old look about them. And if you can brand yourself as a trainer that can handle the 2-year-olds, well, you're a better chance of improving the quality stock coming in the gate.
Oh, well, let's hope that happens for you today, Bill. Thanks and good luck.
Thanks, Tim.
Back to you guys.
Yes, Billy Mitchell there with Tim Sheeran. A pretty confident Billy Mitchell. I know Darren Beeban's extremely confident from talking to him during the week, and Billy sounds as if he's pretty much got it together for today.
I like Billy Mitchell as a bloke, and I think he's a damn good horse trainer, and he usually plays things pretty close to his chest. But I just get the feeling listening to him, he can't contain himself. He thinks this has got a hell of a hope.
You might like him as a bloke. Does he like you as a bloke?
I'm not into that sort of thing.
I'm going to stick with you anyway. We're going to take a break from Rose Hill, and we're going to become friends again.